So here we go. Timer should start now. So we start time there because when we gain control, SDA timing, and we're gonna swim through this fire. Woo! You don't actually have health at the moment, so you can just swim through it and take the damage, which you're not really taking. So the beginning of this game is pretty straightforward. There's not a whole lot you can do. There's one really cool trick that you can get. It saves 2 seconds, but visually what it allows you to do is pretty cool. So hopefully I can get that. It's not too difficult. So whenever you pull the lever, it pulls you into the bathysphere. But if you jump out in time, because once you touch it, you can't actually move, so you have to be in air. You can get outside of it, and it puts you on top for some odd reason. So yeah, now we can just look around freely. We can't move, but we can just look at things you're not supposed to see, like this fish. There's the city of Rapture over there.
I am Andrew Ryan, and I'm here to ask you a question. Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow? No, says the man in Washington.
There's a few other things you're not supposed to see.
No, says the man
like
in
these
the
fish
Vatican.
right here.
It belongs to God.
Sitting there. Some
No,
smoke.
says the man in Moscow. It belongs to everyone. I rejected those answers.
The squid. It's dead.
Instead,
It's frozen in time.
I chose something different. I chose the impossible.
Time estimate for this game is about an hour.
Rapture.
There's also no building supports over here. They're yet to be constructed.
City where the artist would not fear the
Maybe
sense,
one day.
where the scientist would not be bound by petty morality, where the great would not be constrained by the small. And with the sweat of your brow, Rapture can become your city as well.
So here we get introduced to the most important character of the game, Echo the Whale, as we deemed it at AGDQ 14, I believe. And if you watch that run, nothing's changed since then, really. A few minor things, but for the most part, it's all the same. Okay, so the way this trick actually saves 2 seconds is we are slightly higher than we're supposed to be, and it just allows us to hit the trigger for the end of the level. Normally you'd sit here and then go up before you hit it, but there we go. And now we're in Welcome to Rapture. This level is why I hate grinding out this game. It's not broken at all. In single segment, it's not broken at all. Yeah, it's just kind of long.
Just don't hurt me. Just let me go. Just my gun.
The death gurgles. No, Johnny. Rip, Johnny. I want some plasmid. We'll get there soon enough.
Is it someone new?
So the whole reason I put on subtitles for this game is for that death gurgle. There's also a really weird typo in the next section that I'll point out. For whatever reason I forgot to change. But for now we're just going to go on with the actual objective here.
Would you kindly pick up that shortwave radio? I don't know how you survived that plane crash, but I've never been one to question Providence. I'm Atlas, and I aim to keep you alive.
So there's this very small trick in comparison to what we do everywhere else. That's been in the game for a long time, just no one's ever properly used it. and it's known as pressure jumping. Basically, you jump into an object, and it throws you some random direction for some unknown reason. So a lot of times you'll see me jump onto an item, like a trash can or something, trying to get that first. It can save a few seconds, but it's not crucial.
Now, would you kindly find a crowbar or something?
Oh, guys, we're playing Half-Life 3. Pick up the crowbar. Mr. Freeman, hit the beam. Okay.
I found her that way.
Okay. You have to kill him in order to get up the steps.
Smarter than Einstein. Struggled in her.
And now we get our first plasmid, which we're just going to randomly inject. If you guys are keeping track of would you kindlys, you have to take into account the package in the very beginning of the game during the cutscene. It has a would you kindly on the note. Just in case you missed that one. So this is where the little typo comes up. You'll see Splicer 1 and Splicer 2. At some point it actually switches over to Splicer Male. Same character, but they just gave him two different names. Maybe there's supposed to be a female Splicer here as well, and they changed it. We'll never know.
Let's buck weak. You're a weak chopper. This little fish ain't worth towing it with no big daddy. Yellow always has
Splicer
been.
Male.
You'll be no better off with metal daddy.
It took me a long time to realize that.
Look, Mr. Bubbles, it's an angel. I can see light coming from his belly. Wait a minute, he's still breathing. It's all right. I know he'll be an angel soon.
Alright, so we got like one long cutscene to go through. We'll get to in a minute.
You alright, boyo?
But now we have Electrobolt, so we can do some fancy things like this.
But there's nothing like a fistful of lightning now, is there?
So I'm going to jump through the water because it actually lets me keep momentum a bit. That's too bad. Now there's a very precise way to spawn the Splicer in faster. There we go. So depending on where you walk and look in that room, you can spawn the Splicer in different ways. It's just whatever method you prefer. So I've been practicing this part all day, trying to draw a nice picture. I've been trying to draw a wolf, at least a wolf head. It hasn't turned out to... That kind of looks like Spider. Let's see if we can fix that. Most important part of the run right here. It looks like a spider. I'm sorry. Can we rename the marathon Spider Pack-a-thon? I can't change it now. It's too late. Okay, let's grab the gun. Took her baby. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to. So it's a pretty cool skip if you use a controller. For whatever reason, using a controller or playing on console uses a controller. You can open up the menu and skip this dialogue. With mouse and keyboard you can't. It's very strange. It's one of those they didn't check everything tricks. It's a jackal. Jackal? Is it a jackal? It's a jackal.
The genetic material that keeps the wheels of Rapture turning. Everybody wants it, everybody needs it.
Try to get the whole action in this shot. Here we go. This should be good. Poor guy. Alright, we're just gonna leave him behind. Doing this next part right is actually pretty precise. It relies a lot on getting headshots. But we're going to use Electrobolt and our pistol that we picked up to kill off these first things. Shock them. If they're in water, they die to Electrobolt in one hit.
Security alert in progress.
Kill this one. Okay, I got some more rounds. So now I'm going to get some headshots. There's one. 2 more splicers are going to spawn. Okay. Not great, but it'll do. Lost like 2 seconds. Anyways, here's a really cool trick that no speedrunner actually found. There's actually a dev who played through this game. JP LeBreton, I believe is his name. It's been a long time. And he showed this off in one of his dev commentaries playing through it. And I watched it and I was like, wow, we've been playing this game for many years and no one found this. It doesn't work on any other door, but it was left in for that one, which is pretty cool. It skips a little minute-long cutscene dealio. Right. So as long as you play from initial start and you don't reload anything, or do multiple runs, that hack will always be the same. Which means it's really easy to memorize. Just him. So I need to walk up here and trigger this cutscene. It's not really a cutscene, but I'm going to keep calling it that. Pick up your stuff, run back. Yeah, thanks, Obi, for all the info. Pull that splicer off. It's not necessary to kill off the splicers in this area like that, but they just get in the way, so as you're running through, take them out. Take out one more here. And pick up Incinerate. Alright. Incinerate is very, very useful for this run. In a segmented run, you'd actually skip it, which is really cool. Just the trick to do so is really stupid to actually pull off. I've pulled it off like once, and countless hours of trying. This part's really, really important, so I thought that went well. I'll explain that in a minute. Him throwing the table is very important to the game and the run itself. So we're going to say goodbye to Electrobolt, pick up Telekinesis, which is broken to all hell. Now we're going to pick up a table. This is no ordinary table. This is a magic table. Here. Okay. So this table is actually a little different than every other table in the game. As you can see, acting up a lot. Okay. So because the splicer threw it at me, it actually changed the physical properties of the table itself. So it has collision while being held with telekinesis, making it very hard to walk with. I'm going to use it to do this. There we go. Nice. So there's a Vita chamber over there that going over the wall you skip activating. So I don't respawn there if I die, which means I can do a death warp to an earlier part of the stage. Like, that trick doesn't look impressive at all unless you know what's coming up.
What can I do with this one, Aphrodite? She won't stay still!
I can get this.
I want to make them beautiful.
Got it.
They always turn out wrong!
I don't have enough time to explain these things, but yeah, if you hit them early enough, essentially you can open the doors, because if he takes damage, he just does that. So we open the room early, get the key, and then Death Warp, which, because we skipped the last fighting chamber, puts us back down where we got telekinesis, and now we're just going back to the exit. Yeah, shooting the ground with Incinerate allows you to take damage, which is why it's really useful. We have to stand in this one corner, otherwise we spawn back where we just did. This puts us even further back in the level, right by the beginning. So yeah, now we're back here and we can leave.
Darling, there's Papa folk here. You go fit in. Clean it up. Clean it up.
Security alert deactivated.
So I don't really need a whole lot of supplies or money, but getting health packs, if I can, is really nice. So yeah, that's Medical Pavilion. That's one of the stupidest areas to run through the game. I reset there more often than not. Getting the Magic Table of Flight that well was really good, and getting the Steinman stuff, who's the doctor we killed, was pretty tricky as well. But now we're on a Neptune's Bounty, which introduces a whole nother sort of trick that is once again broken to all hell. So there's a little jump you can do to save time. I'm not going to go for it. It's kind of risky for saving a second. If you mess it up, you lose 15 or not.
Who can blame a lady who craves variety? And one day, gentlemen stop.
Okay, so we're going to do what's known as diary skipping right now. Anytime there's a radio message playing, you can play a diary message you picked up and just skip it. Both radio messages and diary messages have very odd properties, but they're not the same. All radio messages act the same, all diary messages work the same, but it's not. Both of them are different, if that makes sense. So I'm not skipping this until the goal pops up, otherwise the door won't open. We're going to actually leave the grenade launcher. Typically you're supposed to pick it up because it's really helpful. I'm not going to skip. Anytime you see me go to the menu, I'm doing diary skipping.
And I'll have you in a box. Atlas gives you the vouch, but I ain't turning mine. Just you say so.
So we have full health and full ease, that's nice. Once again, not necessary because it's very rare to run low when we're playing on easy. But it's always nice. Walk off. Our current goal objective is to get the camera and then take 3 pictures. The camera actually does play a pretty nice part into the game later on with a new route. Not really a new route, but if you haven't seen a BioShock run in a long time, it's pretty new. It's going to speed things up a bit. So here's the camera, first picture. If you just spam space or really any key, you can get through that quicker instead of having to wait. The last 2 pictures are pretty tricky to do if you're not ready for them. They take a little bit of damage preemptively. And if they get away from you, because you have to do this really quick, there's a picture. You have to go chase them down, and it takes so long. Okay. Good. Not really liking my health, but I think I can manage. Just kill this guy. So I need a death warp here, but I have to get back to a certain part of the map. So kill him. Avoid the fire. Oh god. Okay. We're good. We need to get right about here. Okay, 2 hits left. Alright. Let's see through the world real quick. It's kind of a weird bug. Whenever you die, you can just like see through the world. Now we're back here. Woo! Still not going to pick up the grenade launcher. Wait on that. Some diary skips. And more radio messages will overwrite your diaries after you've played them, so you don't have to actually it gets really complicated playing diary stuff. Okay, so what I did there is I left my weapons behind, and then I picked up the grenade launcher. You're not supposed to bring weapons in here, but if you pick something up after you gave them up already, then the game's like, okay, whatever, you win. You can actually diary skip this, but it doesn't really matter. Peach is pretty much on a timer.
Work on genetic experiments on other prisoners. They call me das Wunderkind, the Wonder Child. Germans. All they can talk about is blue eyes and the shape of forehead. All I care about.
go and skip some
The
other stuff.
German prison camp, they put me to work on genetic experiments on other prisoners.
Alright,
They
Peach,
call
come
me
on.
das
There you are.
Wunderkind, the wonder child. Germans.
Just taking a while to spawn.
Talk about his blue eyes.
So the reason I did that with the grenade launcher is because I'm not going to get my weapons back. I can get them later on, laying around the area. It saves like 2 seconds. That upgrade is actually really important for us. It does 2 things for the grenade launcher. It gives it higher damage, which is really nice for kills later on, and it gives us a carrying capacity upgrade, so we can carry more grenades, which is also very important. And that's Neptune's bounty. Whew, it's a lot of talk. Sorry if I skip over anything I mean to talk about. If you have further questions I don't get to, you can always come by my chat and I'll answer them. Watch one of my runs on YouTube or something. This area is really straightforward. Also could get your weapons back right there, but we're gonna say no. This will need those 2 seconds. Right here we can get the pistol, which is not really useful, but you can save a second if you get this miracle shot. Let's see if I can do it. Got it. Whew. It's actually trickier than it looks. Alright, so I'm going to set this up. Most of the time I try to wing it, but I don't really want to mess this up. There we go. Whew. Always a little scary. So yeah, you just walk out of the room before it closes. Pretty simple stuff. Floating on air. Cool. Hopefully there's grenades in here. There we go. There's typically grenades. Every now and then you won't get them. You'll get like a health pack or cigarettes or something. Who knows why. Okay. If you're a BioShock runner, Arcadia is your worst enemy. This and Fort Frolic, which is going to be the next area. These 2 back-to-back are just stupid. So there's a little trick there that allows you to get the door open a few seconds quicker. Also I missed. So I mentioned the camera having a pretty important part later on. That's where we get the film. So we're going to take a lot of pictures here really quickly. There is a backup if I don't get enough pictures, but hopefully I don't need to do that. It's very rare if you have to. But we're going to get the machine gun back. Another item. This one's actually really important. Okay, let's see. If I get really lucky, you can get Sports Boost 1 off of her alone. Typically you need to come here. So I shot that splicer to put him in combat, which gives higher points. Okay, we're done there. I would like to have gotten damage boost off that one. It's okay though, still good. Getting these things early just means I have to take less pictures later on. So there's 2 more splicers that are on the path through this one. Good damage. No, okay. Kill him, take out the camera because this will summon the alarm. We don't want that. We want this pallet for a skip in just a second. Last splicer, come on. Okay, there we go. So what Sports Boost 1 and 2 do is increase movement speed, which is pretty important. It just means you walk faster. And it's on the route, so why not get it? Okay, so this is a very stupid trick. Let me just set this up right. You can do this without getting a sandbag over here. I guess it's actually like a manure bag, but do it anyways, and then quick save. Because you only get 1 shot at this. If you mess it up badly, then you're screwed. So get up on this tree, not supposed to be here, and then jump over a trigger. Woo! Alright, we got it. Cool. That was actually really fucking good. Typically this door here closes, like it's going to now. But by getting up in the tree and never looking to the right, you jump over the trigger and avoid that whole sub-quest of getting the Lazarus Vector nonsense. You skip Farmer's Market entirely, Arcadia Part 2 entirely. It's like a 15-minute skip. So that's one stupid trick out of the way. Now we're going to do Fort Frolic skip, which is pretty much the same deal. We're going to stack some stuff, get to a place we're not supposed to go, and then skip the level. So let's put these things right there. And now we need to sink the bathysphere, which seems really counterintuitive, which it is. But you have to trigger that to get the goal for the area, and you have to get the goal for the area so you can get your movement speed back up. Because once you come to Fort Frolic, it's actually lowered by like 20%. There's no point of getting Sports Boost 2 if, well, I did this really fast if this is still playing. Okay, shut up. So I'm waiting for Sander Cohen to start his message.
They call me das Wunderkind, the
Oh.
wonder child.
Nice. Sometimes, yeah, there we go.
You're almost there.
Sometimes the next message is already queued in your log, so you can just go ahead and play it.
You're almost there. You're almost there.
There we go.
The sphere to Ryan.
Very tricky jump to get up on top there. I'm going to play it safe and just
Ryan's handed the keys
casually
to
walk.
Fort Frolic over
Okay.
to a guy named Sander
So that gets
Cohen.
us into the end level, and if you look just right, you can see nothing, because it's not there. So the bathysphere is still technically coded in there, which is why you can find the lever, but you have to know where to look in order to pull it. And it's really precise. You can't just, like, move your cursor around and find it. Yeah, that skips Fort Frolic. We're done.
Watch yourself. Ryan Sturrock. We
Okay.
best keep to our knitting.
That's the annoying stuff out of the way for a while. There's still one more annoying trick we have to do, which is Last Chance Kid.
Got the genetic key to rapture.
Oh, the memories. The nightmares.
Get out of this hellhole. We don't. You and I are
F.A.S.T is one of my favorite areas to run in the game, because it's
kindly head to
run, shoot, die, run, shoot, die. Just over and over again. So, we're gonna run, explosion, get some grenades, that box is full. Do a little jump skip, okay. That skips walking around like 2 seconds. There's a lot of things that look like they might skip stuff, but it's only 2 seconds. Okay, so we need to play this message and then skip it. That gets the door open. That triggers after that message is played. So if you skip it, you just get to the end of it.
That renders what you're trying to do impossible. But that would be like playing Mozart for a
So now I have 12 grenades, which is actually really good for this area. We needed 6 to kill 2 big daddies, and the other 6 are pretty much just for funsies. So, run through here. At no point in this game do we need Adam to buy stuff. Also, do not kill yourself. That's a bad idea. Okay. So I need to kill big daddies in this area, not for Adam or little sisters, but because they'll give me parts I need to build a bomb. Is that enough? And 3 grenades with a powered up grenade launcher is just enough to take down big daddy. So let me make sure I reload. The big daddies can spawn in different places. This is not the best spawn, but it's not a bad one. I almost just died again. You want to die a bunch in this run, and in this level particularly, but only when you mean to. You don't want to do it all the time. So skip that so we can get the goal objective.
At the German prison camp, they put me to work
Now we
on
can collect
genetic
parts.
experiments on other prisoners. They call me das Wunderkind, the wonder child.
And I hope I remember the door code. I believe it's
All they can talk about is
0126.
blue eyes and the shape of the forehead.
Yeah, there we go.
All I
Okay.
care about is why is this
Ah, no.
wrong and that one
By healing up and then running through the room perfectly, you get invincibility frames, essentially. So, you would actually get the part there, and then death warp, and then continue on like I'm doing now. Unfortunately, I died to a silly mistake before that happened. So I'm just going to do this and go back for it. Cost a bit of time, but it's not too bad.
Show you what we do to trouble me.
That big daddy's actually really in the way. There's a lot of different gels that you can get, and depending on where the big daddies spawn, it can actually be beneficial to get different ones than the ones I just got. The first one I got up top is actually pretty standard. You should always get that. The second one can vary. So here's the nitroglycerin. Now we can leave. And we're going to want a death warp once we make the bomb, so we're going to take a little bit more damage. Yeah, doing this area perfectly is a real challenge, but it's really fun to do as well. Usually my runs don't get this far. Okay, so now we have the bomb, and we can do a really cool jump, which skips a whole little section. So we can get up here, and then whoop! There we go. Walk through the core, place the bomb, and death warp again. Like I said, run, kill, death warp. That's F.A.S.T. And I didn't really mention it, but using telekinesis is very broken because picking up any large item and then throwing it will result in a one-shot kill for pretty much every enemy that's not a big daddy. Especially later on in the game. That's what we'll use. Okay, so now we're just waiting. Okay. So I'm going to play a diary message to end the level faster. It's also something I didn't mention at the end of Smuggler's Hideout. But whenever there is a radio message, which is the one the game plays itself, at the end of the level, it'll wait until that finishes, or the whole string of them finish, before ending the level. But by playing a diary message over top of it, that just lets it end, because it doesn't care if a diary message is playing. So, jump over invisible wall. Yeah, we're just gonna run to Andrew Ryan. That way we can take a break. There's actually a way to skip Andrew Ryan's cutscene here, this part and the actual cutscene. It's a segmented only trick, and even then, it's pretty much impossible to do, because you have to get over, you can't see, this wall here with, like, no items. I have some ideas, but I've not pulled it off in a segmented setting yet. Hey, Judgy. Glad you're awake. Spoilers.
And then this place. Was there really a family? Did that airplane crash? Or was it forced down? Forced down by something less than a man, something bred to sleepwalk through life until they are activated by a simple phrase spoken by their kindly master. Was a man sent to kill, or a slave? A man chooses, a slave obeys.
This part gets really loud, just a fair warning.
Stop. Would you kindly?
Also, keep up with the would you kindly counter, please.
Would you kindly?
Let's keep that going.
Powerful phrase. Familiar phrase.
Would you kindly? Would you kindly get this? Would you kindly find that? Would you kindly find that? Would you kindly find? Would you kindly get this? Would you kindly head to Ryan's office and kill the son of a bitch?
Sit. Would you kindly? Stand. Would you kindly? Run. Stop. Turn. A man chooses. A slave obeys. Kill! A man chooses.
If I'm not mistaken for the timelines, the intro cutscene for BioShock 2 takes place before BioShock 1, but the actual main game takes place afterwards, because it's like 14 years later between the cutscene and the actual game. So now we're gonna go continue on with this, I guess. Let's key in here. That totally works. Do some diary skips. There we go. Sometimes if you do a diary skip, it doesn't actually let the next radio message play, and you have to like go find it and then skip it itself. If you're new to running the game and getting into diary skips, it's very difficult to realize what to do in those situations. Like, I'll watch people pick up this game and learn to run it, and they can do Arcadia skip, Forward Frolic skip, everything perfectly to certain degrees. But then if a radio message goes wrong, they have no idea what to do. And it's one of those things, just playing the game enough times really helps in that regard.
Welcome to the city where you were born. You are angry at Fontaine, yes? Now you know the truth. You are his tool, brought back to Rapture to...
Alright, so we're just gonna chill here for the rest of the run, play with the little girls. Okay, not that way, you sickos. We're gonna, like, play some board games or something. So I'm not actually playing diary messages here. I'm using a very short radio message. Because sometimes radio I keep getting it mixed up. Diary messages mess up here, and just use that one because it works out pretty well. So have to wait for her to run.
Come with me.
So if we get really lucky, we can do bear skip here.
There he is.
Pretty tricky, and you get one shot at it. So we're gonna jump on the bear, then jump on top of this little girl. Ah, yeah, woo! Now we can just kind of stand there in between them.
He's here to help us.
Only one of them has a shadow, by the way. It's kind of creepy. Now she's gonna open the door, and we can actually continue on with this fun story. So obviously you don't need to open this door all the way, just get it up to about there, and then you can squeeze through. Probably could have done it sooner, but... Okay, I'm going to set up a trick that literally makes no sense unless you know what you're doing. So I'll try to explain it, but yeah, it's very strange. So I'm going to activate this door and run out the door before it closes. And play that message. So, earlier on I mentioned that the game won't end the level if a radio message is playing, but it will if a diary message plays. So I activated the door, and then played a really long radio message. And there's a whole string of radio messages queued up at this point. So the game's still trying to load in Apollo Square, which is the next map, but because this message is playing, it can't actually do that. So whenever it finishes playing, I'll warp directly there, which means I can finish off the level and then skip walking back. But now I need to pick up and play this diary message, which is a little bit confusing, so I need to play it and then go back and skip it. Because if I just let it play, it'll end the level there, and we need to do more. Hopefully I remember this passcode. I really hope it's 5744. Otherwise I'm gonna look like a fool. Oh god, thank you. Woo! Numbers there always confuse me. I always think it's like 5774 or something. Judgy whenever I can get some sleep after this, because I've been up for too long. Okay, this dumb camera can waste a lot of time if it catches you, so I just destroy it for fun. helps out. So I'm coming up here to grab the first dose of Lot 192, and then that's end the level. There we go. So yeah, it's basically a reverse diary skip, for lack of a better term. I think at one point I called it like message prolonging or something along those lines. Level preservation, I don't know. Yeah, the code's always the same. And the whole story of the Lot 192 is that once you get to that point, it starts giving you random plasmids, which is why I have Wonder Blast 3. I didn't do some magic glitch. And soon enough this will turn into Electrobolt 3? No, Decoy. I forgot. It's been a long time. Yeah, Decoy. Target done. Second game calls this Decoy. It's actually really annoying that the game does this, because it means we don't have Incinerate, and we need to do a Death Warp here for a really fast time. So luckily I had spare grenades. This Death Warp is not a huge one at all. It takes us back to the downstairs area. Done really quickly. It saves 5 seconds or so, I think. Something like that. Actually having health packs is pretty important here. That's the only place in the game where it's actually important to have health packs. And this is the reason we play on easy for the most part. Other than it's just more fun to run through an area than... So I'm going to heal up and then jump properly into this, crouch, and then fall down. So this fall can kill you in one shot on medium or hard. There's no way around it. As far as we've found, every method is plain out kill you. Plain out kills you. There we go. But on easy, you can make the fall and live, saving 7 seconds, and every second counts. So that's the reason we play on easy. Got it out of the way. Call me a scrub if you want, but we save time. So what are you gonna do? Okay. One last thing to do. That's critical that it goes really, really well. You can also get stuck in that elevator if you do it wrong.
I'm Jake to take her out for a spin.
What is this you wait for? Go and get this idiot!
Jovo, please. Health pack? Okay. I don't need a health pack here, but once again, I just like to have one in case things go terribly, terribly wrong. So I'm going to use 2 quick saves for this area, because I can. This skip is very, very finicky, especially if you don't do it for a long time, and it's a one-shot trick. So if you don't get it, you have to do the whole level the normal way, which takes a long time. So I'm going to jump over a trigger and look up at the same time. I didn't get it. And if you activate a look-based trigger, before you hit the one on the floor, you can get out of the hold and just end the level. So there we go. I actually did it. Second try. Whew. That's last chance kid skip, because if you don't get it and you keep reloading, he just says last chance kid 1,000 times. So yeah, that was pretty good. So I think Organon mentioned it earlier, but if I get a red head here, it's world record run. Nope. You can get a blonde, a brunette, or a redhead. It's always random, and I think the last 3 world records have had redheads. I'm not entirely sure Glormos has a redhead or not, but fun facts. little trick for you running. You can manipulate the little sister to walk or run quite a bit, but at the same time, making her do certain things is not always good. Like, if she runs to me out of nowhere, or if I'm fighting something, she runs to me, that's really bad. Because I'm not fighting anything there, it's not awful. But she has specific points on the ground that she has to hit, and she can't be running when she hits those points. You'll see her stop and then kind of run off whenever she hits those points. So if I take damage and make her go through the entire level, skipping all these things, she'll just run back to the first checkpoint and then start walking from there. Then skip that. And at this point, she should run from now on. I'm going to mess things up. So this is when you truly see how broken telekinesis is in BioShock 1. We're just going to use bodies and trash cans the entire time. This area is not on a timer. This part ends as soon as you kill the last splicer, which is always going to be a spider splicer, so you can tell just when it is. Spider. Yeah, they're dead. Okay. So I'm going to get out in front of her and just kind of stay out this way. Like I said, as long as I don't do things poorly, she'll always run from this point on.
Hurry! Hurry, Mr. Bubbles!
Make sure I kill this one shot. If you damage something and then it lives, she'll run to you and she'll skip the triggers, so it's not good. And splicers can always come from 2 different directions. They spawn randomly. Which is really annoying, because if we knew where they spawned from one direction, we could just camp there and end it much sooner. Or even set up traps, like proxy mines or trap rivets, or not trap rivets, those aren't even in the game. Crossbow trap things, whatever they're called. I don't remember. Trap bolts there. Please stop. Thank you. Still not a spider. Oh, is that spider? Oh, okay. The last important thing I have to do to make her run is to get out in front of her here, and then just keep on going forward. Actually, you can make her push stuff through the door. If you put a body there, that should push the body through the door. Sometimes you get stuck. It's kind of weird. Okay. Should be good from this point on.
Hurry, Mr. B.
I want to keep the gun turret with me because it allows me to throw something that's a one-shot kill and has a very small hitbox in comparison, which is really nice because I don't want it to touch the water here, which a body would. And I need to kill off these 3 splicers. Preferably in one shot, you just die. Okay, she's still running good. There's still 1 splicer I need to take care of over here.
What I was thinking. Never spliced up once the whole time I was down here in this aquarium. Figured it was
Yeah, that's not good.
business with pleasure, but
Hopefully she's not running to me. Yeah, right there when she stopped, she was hitting a trigger on the floor. I think she hits another one right here. Yeah, right there. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of a few splicers. There should be one on the ceiling. I'll jump down. There's one on the floor that spawns after you're done with this part. But there's actually a different enemy you have to take care of after she's done. That's more important.
Hurry, Mr. B. I can see the dancing in the sky.
Okay, that should be that. And we picked up some trap bolts earlier from one of the dead bodies. One of the actual dead bodies that you harvest. Which is really nice because it allows us to do a quick kill here, right? So anytime you shoot with, I should have mentioned this earlier, with the crossbow, the shotgun, or the grenade launcher, you can switch to your plasmids and then switch back to your gun and it reloads it instantly. Only for that clip, not for the whole, if you're reloading like the magazine. If that makes sense. But we're gonna go get her a little present and she was a good little sister. So over here there's the little pet adoption agency, and luckily they left out a cat for me. Ignore all the jelly. Cat was just getting fat. Mr. Fluffalutz. I think that's what we're calling this time. And leave him, give him a little bath, take the gel and jam off of him. Pick up some supplies. Okay. Now we need to make sure she takes him with her. Go in there. Come on.
Hurry, Mr. Bubbles.
There you go. She gives you a little health hypo needle that you need to end the level. Yeah, BioShock is on sale for quite a bit off. Okay, so the last area of the game. If I do this right, it lasts all of 40 seconds or so. That's being generous. The main item we're going to use is proxy mines that we picked up from the dead bodies in the last area. And then 2 proxy mines will get him down to like 1 health. And then we're going to use other weapons to finish him off. Because he has 3 different waves. 2 proxy mines per wave. And I'm going to place him right there. It's a little further.
Good money for you. This is what I get.
And he knows when to stop time, but it's right about And because we didn't interact with any little sisters throughout the game, we get the neutral, or not the neutral, we get the default ending, which happens to be good. So, enjoy the cutscene, and then I'll answer a few of the questions before I hand it over.